Hi there guys, DCRS here, and today I'll be doing a special kind of video for Duel Links. In this video, I'll be talking about skills. Now, what skills are is, like for example, this skill, Power of Dark. Begin duel with the field spell Yami activated. Now, what this does is, the skills have a special unique factor that allows you to basically activate a certain ability at a certain at a certain point in time. So, for example, you begin the duel with Yami field spell, and with the other ones, let's say Destiny Draw, can be used each time your life points increase by 2,000. That is an activation requirement for the skill, so you can activate skill when your life points get decreased by 2,000 in any way. Also, in the draw phase, instead of doing basically, when this skill activates, allows you to, in the draw phase, instead of doing a normal draw the card of your choice. That's just an example of skills in general. In this video, I'll be talking about more like skills that you probably will encounter and how they affect game state in PvP, and also how you can actually use them in the game itself, other than PvP. So yeah, I'm going to talk about that in 1 second. Now, there are certain skills that you can actually get from drops, and also getting them automatically. So, for the drops, you can pretty much get these by going to the doors at the gate and beating them for each level. The more higher the level of the doors at the gate, the more easier it is to unlock the skill, depending on how many keys you actually use to unlock them. Because the more keys you use, the more better rewards you get for bursting them. So in this notepad, pretty much what I've noted down, dotted down. I was going to say different types of ways to get the skills, and also for its PvP status, or in this case where you can actually where these skills actually appear, and also uh, how they're used in the game itself, or like how the player uses it. So let's go, for example, Yami Power Dark. You can get this skill by leveling up to level 4, and also it's mostly used for beatdown purposes, as in you start with Yami on field like it showed before, and it's mostly found in under Platinum. You won't be able to find them in Platinum Plus because most decks will be either fairly competitive or they don't really need this skill anymore. But you can potentially find it. This type of deck in the PvP environment is just it's very rare if you can find them in Platinum. But other than that, it's mostly used in Gold Under for beginners. For people who don't actually have a lot of gems or a lot of cards and all that, they pretty much want to make a beat like a normal beat stick type of deck, and it's mostly used in high level PvP, mostly used for testing decks, and also depending on how well you do with it. Okay, so with Sorcery Conduct, you can get this skill by leveling up to level 20 with Yami, but also it's mostly a skill that you can get just to farm in general, because this deck isn't really used mostly for competitive wise, because if you use it for competitive wise, it's mostly just either a test deck or it's just used for trolling in general, like not serious type of tools, and yeah, it's pretty much used for fun. With Destiny Draw, it's a drop type of skill, so which means you have to get it from Yamiyuki at the gate himself, and you have to beat him until he actually drops the skill. This skill is mostly used for top deck type of situations. It's also used in stall decks in general, because you rarely find a skill in any type of deck that is used in PvP, and also is used mostly in Gold Plus. You can find them during gold, rank gold, but you can't really find them in like under gold because it's very unlikely, because it's mostly used in the beginners type of it's usually mostly for beginners, for the Power of Dark and all those type of things. So the most chances you find this in is usually in Gold Plus. Now for Balance, it's since Balance got nerfed, it's mostly not really used anymore, and it's mostly used in condition type of decks. What it means by conditions is you have to set a number of monsters, spells, and traps. So the possibility of getting the guards you need is very low, because they fixed balance so that draw a specific number of cards and you top deck a specific number of cards depending on how you modify your deck. So it's very rare to find this deck because you mostly find this in probably now like in the gold or platinum plus depending on it's mostly used for testing purposes, and it's not the best skill at the moment because I think it's mostly unplayable now. Now that I think about it, so yeah, that's just for platinum. That's for balance. That's what I'm going to explain from now on. For balance, it's mostly it's not good. You will rarely find this skill in PvP. But yeah, okay. Moving on to Setokaiba. Peak performance. It's similar to Power of Dark, except you start with Mountain instead of Yami, and it's mostly used for Dragon type of decks. It's also beatdown type of deck. So you mostly find this in Platinum under Platinum, but you probably will find this in Gold Plus, depending on the deck. It's mostly used for beatdown purposes, and it's easy to get around. Just get rid of the field spell, and you pretty much get the extra additional boosts. Also, beatdown. Beatdown is a special type of skill which you will get during level 13. Peak performance you can get from level 4, but yeah, it's mostly used in level 5 type of decks. Monsters that have level 5 or over, because it's like in my example, I chose Nigeria, ninjas, and etc. Etc. means like decks that have at least one level 5 monster, at least one level 5 or higher monster in the deck, at least when it's on the field. You can find this mostly in Gold Plus, because you rarely find this during silver and all that. It's mostly found during golden higher, because gold is mostly used for testing competitive decks. So once you reach gold, it's more like you find decks that are kind of getting started for their competitive purposes. That's what gold's used for. It's mostly used for testing your. Also, if it's a rank reset after a new month, sorry, after a new season is ended, well, after an old season has ended, or season has ended in general, people will go back to gold or platinum depending on how far they reached, and you mostly find decks that are good there, depending on how well it is. So that's why I'm putting everything in like gold or etc. Because you mostly find it there if players got rank reset. Like for example, today's December 1st, or yesterday was December 1st, depending on when I record this video. And yeah, balance. You get this from a drop from Kaiba. You won't find this mostly in Gold Plus. You can mostly find this in Gold Plus. You rarely find this type of skill in PvP. With Restart, now this is an interesting skill. It's used for hand redraws, and it's mostly used in decks that are Cyber Angel, Sacred Phoenix, Horus, or anything that requires a hand restart, etc. etc. It's also used in Glad Beast as well. Now that I think about it. And also, yeah, it's mostly found in Gold Plus. You rarely find this type of skill in Undergold, but if you do, it's just probably new guy that's testing out his new skill he got from the drop rate. But yeah. Now moving on to Joey Wheeler. Reinforcement, you get that during level 20. His other skills are irrelevant, to be honest, and this skill is mostly used for farm decks. That's what I'm going to say. Roller Boost is an interesting skill. It's very rare to encounter this type of skill, because it's mostly an end game. Oh my god, so hard to say. End game condition type of win, because you will rarely find this. And you find a Joey, it's either last gamble. Actually, it's either last gamble or Field of the Warriors. Field of the Warriors is it's another beatdown type of skill. It's similar to Yami, Yugi, and Sotokaiba. You give warriors an extra 200 or so attack. But yeah, Roll and Boost is very rare to find. As for Last Gamble, is very common in a way, because it's really, if they don't have the field spell for Field of Warriors, it's mostly either Roll and Boost or Last Gamble. Roll and Boost is very weird because you rarely find it, but in Last Gamble it is possible. You can find them during Gold Plus, but it's very not easy to find. As for Mike Ballantine, Aroma Strategy. Now you get this type of skill during level 4 when you level up your mind to level 4. It's mostly used in either Hazy Flames, Glad Beasts, or anything that requires a certain top deck type of thing. So you can look at the top card of your deck and you know what's your next card is going to be. You either scoop or you win. Hopefully you win. And you mostly find this in Gold Plus. As well, the other skill, it's a drop type of skill. It's called Harpy's Hunting Ground. This type of skill is rarely found because now, actually no, since the new Harpy support came out in the new sets, I can't remember what it's called. Something Spirit or something like that. I can't remember. You Harpies are at the moment getting a bit of attraction in terms of the new support. So people will probably find this mostly at tier 3 maybe. But it's not the best type of skill. It's good for popping back row if you're starting with Harpy's Underground and stuff. But yeah, it's an interesting type of skill where you don't start with the field spell like the other ones, but they nerfed it previously, and yeah, you mostly find this in Gold Plus. It's because of the new support that Hunting Ground might come back. Balance and drop. Balance restart. You mostly find this in drop. It's mostly used in Gold Plus. Like I said, with balance and restart, balance not really as common anymore, but restart you can mostly find this in Gold Plus. With Taya Gardner, her skill is level Holy Guard. Sorry, level 3. That's how you unlock it. You unlock Holy Guard when you reach level 3 with Taya. Now, since Glad Beast came out, you can mostly find this using Glad Beast and also using Farm decks as well with the Unholy Girl? No, Unhappy Girl, that's it. You mostly find it in Unhappy Girl type of decks. And yeah, you find this mostly in Glads nowadays because it's very, very powerful in Glads. So watch out. If you're finding one with this type of skill in PvP, it's mostly going to be a Glad deck. Gladiator Beast deck, just to give you a heads up. And yeah, it's mostly found in Platinum Plus. Mostly, because in Gold you will find more decks that aren't Holy Guard related, but you will potentially find it more in Platinum Plus because Gladiator Beasts are still a very popular deck. Life cost 0. You lock it during level 20. It's a weird skill because you rarely find this type of skill and it's mostly found in Platinum Plus. You can find it in Gold. It's not common in Gold, but you can find it in Gold. Ghoul Standby. This is the type of skill that it's used in troll decks pretty much, and it's used in like other decks as well for a hand advantage, and you also can find it in Cyber Angels as well. Cyber Angels sometimes use this skill. I've rarely seen the Cyber Angel. Well, I have seen the Cyber Angel deck use this on me before, but it's they mostly either start with Mind Scan or anything like that. It's very rare to find a dual standby skill-based Cyber Angel deck, but yeah, that's mostly where you find it. Weevil, you mostly find this in burn decks. It's a level 20. That's how you unlock it for Weevil. And it's found in Gold Plus. Rex Raptor, you can find this in Gold Plus. You start with the field spell Dinosaur Kingdom, and all your dinosaurs get an extra. I think it's like 300. I can't remember. I think it's 200. Yeah, I think it's 200. Or 300. I can't remember. It's one of those. And you mostly find this in Gold Plus. Titan Showdown, very, very rare that you find this in PvP, but it's possible. Mako Tsunami, Mythic Depths is the one you get from level 4. It's the basic field spell type of level 4 type of skill. You can get it normally, and it's also found in Platinum Plus. Gold is very rare because you will rarely find it. Because it's mostly used in that sea-based deck, but it's possible. You can get an easy win with gold. Pretty simple. You can get to platinum pretty easily, but after each platinum, it's probably not the best. But you can mostly find in platinum depending on. It's rare, but it's possible. You can encounter it. A Mako deck with Mythic Depths. Balance, it's neutered. Bandit Keith. You can find us. Oh yeah, balance. You unlock it during level 20 for Mako. Bandit Keith used to have the skill called Switcheroo. Not used to, but people used to use this a lot in the old days, before it got nerfed. You get it from leveling up Bandit Keith to level 4, and you can find this mostly in under gold. Platinum Plus is very rare as well. Balance, you unlock it at level 20, and it's mostly found during gold to platinum Plus as well. You can find this during Legend as well, depending on because Restart is a very very popular skill. It's probably the most popular skill outside of Mind Scan in general. But yeah, because it's a very very handy skill. Balance, as I said before, it's got nerfed. Odeon, it's very very rare to find this type of skill in PvP, but it's mostly used in burn decks or anything that's soul based in general. That's where you find it. It's mostly a heavy trap deck. Ishizu, it's used in Fairy Smile, level 3. That's how you unlock it, and it's very rare to encounter this, but if you do find it's mostly used in heal burn decks, or heal stall decks, I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, that's how you find it. It's very rare to find in Gold Plus, but you can, it's very rare depending on the player, depending on how they use it. Also, no model can resist. It's a drop. That's how you get it. It's very, very rare to find a player, actually, using this skill. It's very, very rare. You can mostly find it in Gold Plus. Balance, it got nerfed. Pegasus, it's a drop as well. Pegasus, you unlock Mind Scan at level 4. It's the most popular skill, one of the most popular skills, I should say, for Duel Links. It's used mostly in PvP. And it's also used in Cyber Angels, the deck that's currently tier 1. Other than that, you mostly find it in probably either a lockdown based deck or Glad Beast, actually, now that I think about it. Glad Beast is mostly used in this type of skill as well. It's a Toon World. This is a drop-based skill. You can find this in Platinum Plus. All these type of skills are mostly found in Platinum Plus because Pegasus is a very, very strong character used for players. Because he has specific skills that pretty much make him really, really broken. It's a Toon World. Pretty much, you start with a field spell. Toon World, Toon World, no, Toon Kingdom. Yeah, you start with Toon Kingdom. That's it, and it's really, really hard to deal with. Toons are currently a tier 2 deck, I believe, or tier 3, I can't remember. Because you can't target the Toons in general. They can pretty much kill you in 2 turns. Pretty much just attack you directly 2 times, and you're pretty much doomed. Creator. Needless to say, it depends on uh, the field in a way. It's a weird skill. You get cards depending. You top deck it. You can activate this by drawing a specific card when you activate the skill. It's really situational. It's weird. It gives you an interesting card, but it depends on what you get. It's randomized pretty much. A randomized, very very powerful card. Extra is a drop based skill. It's rare to see it, but it's possible in Platinum Plus. Balance nerfed. Restart. You can find this in mostly any deck that's mostly Gold Plus, and also Platinum Plus. Yami Bakura. These type of skills are usually found in Gold. So compensation you unlock during level 4, and Fiend Farewell. It's a drop-based skill. You will rarely find this. You mostly find this in Gold. Yukimoto, the mini Yugi, he uses a specific skill when you reach level 4 called Grandpa's Cards. Now what this does is it lets you start with Exodia in the deck. That is a very interesting skill, and it's really, really interesting. You mostly find it in Gold Plus, and it's mostly used in stall-based decks and any deck that pretty much gets Exodia really quickly. The Ties That Binds. You unlock this during level 13, and it's like a mini beatdown type of skill, and you find this during Gold Plus. Restart is a very, very strong skill. You find this in Gold Plus as well. Platinum mostly, Platinum Plus, because you find this mostly in not Horus. You find this in this Sacred Phoenix type of decks. That's the only reason. Sometimes you can find the occasional Cyber Angel, but it's very rare. Paradox Brothers, they have an interesting skills in general because they're mostly used for farming, and also they are used in PvP as well. So it's pretty much 2 for 1. It's literally the Paradox Brothers, 2 for 1. You get the idea. Pretty much like one's used for farming and one's used for PvP. That's weird. PvP. What's a joke? Anyway, Elements United, you lock it during level 4. It's a farm-based skill, but you can find it during Gold. You rarely find this in Platinum and higher because it's That's rare. Restart, as I said, it's a powerful skill. You find it in Gold Plus or Platinum Plus in general because it's mostly used in Platinum Plus. Balance nerfed. Freestyle Demotion. You since ever since the Kyber Cup, KC Cup, this skill has gotten a lot of popularity. It's mostly used in ninja-based decks now, and anything that actually it's used in ninjas the most, and it's also used in Horus decks as well. Because thanks to a certain um, person who topped, that deck is pretty much yeah, flooded in Legend at the moment, thanks to the rank restart. But yeah, it's mostly used in ninjas at the moment. And Labyrinth Builder is used in farm decks. But if you were to find this occasional skill, you find in gold or under. Mostly people who are just testing out their skills. And last but not least, Mokuba Kaiba. He is unlocked during the a bingo mission. You can get him, once you get him, he gets a specific skill called Monster Morph. His other skills are irrelevant in a way. You mostly find this in PvP, and yeah, it's mostly found in Platinum Plus or Gold, depending. It's very rare to find him in Gold. Player who uses this in Gold, but it's a unique skill which allows you to start with. Actually, no, it's mostly using with Grandor or it's mostly used in lockdown or endgame type of decks. It's used in another warrior deck. I can't remember what it is on top of my head, but it's used in another warrior deck as well. And that's how Monster Morph Evolution usually works. There's Monster Morph De-Evolution, but that's like, why would you de-level a monster instead of leveling it up? It's kind of weird. But yeah, that's Monster Morph Evolution. Now onto the GX characters. We have Jaden Yuki. He has specific skills. Where you can unlock these GX characters when you reach stage 8. So with Jaden's skill, you can unlock where the heroes dwell. You start with Skyscraper pretty much. When you get, did you start with Skyscraper? I believe no. You don't start with Skyscraper. I think you need to take 2,000 points of damage. It's like Destiny Draw, but it's you activate Skyscraper when that happens. So yeah, it's like Destiny Draw, but it's for here as well instead. It's mostly found in Gold and Platinum, and also in other decks as well, and other rank as well. But it's rare. It's rare to find this in Legend. It's mostly used in probably Legend 1 just for testing purposes. But if you finding this skill with this specific character with the skill, you mostly find in Gold to Platinum. It's very rare to find this type of skill in general. Reinforcement is a farm-based skill. No necessary talks needed. Ties of Binds, as I said with Yugimoto type of skill, you find this mostly in decks. It's mini beatdown type of way. You mostly find in that. In case you don't have like level 5 high monsters, you can use this to buff up your monsters. Restart, it's a very, very strong skill. You find this during Platinum Plus. As the Phoenix, Reinforcement's a farm deck type of skill, and Balance, it's a bad skill now because it got nerfed. Chaz Princeton, you mostly find this in Gold Plus because people will still use this in a Jama based deck, but they will eventually lose because all you have to do is get rid of Jama King, and they pretty much lose from then on because you have a monster in the field, and they can't lock down your field now, so they just pretty much attack your monster, and that's how they get around it. You mostly find this in Gold Plus, and you unlock Land of the Jamas at level 4. Bastion Masawa, it's very rare to find this type of skill. But if you do, it's mostly found in Gold or higher. But if you find it in like higher ranks, it's very, very, very rare, and it's mostly used by duels or players in general that testing in Legend 1 or King of Games or anything that's like it's weird. It's a weird skill, but you mostly find it in element-based decks. It's weird. Alexis Rhodes, you get Master of Rights 2 at level 20. I think she unlocks Master of Rights at level 1 as well, but I think that's a drop skill. I don't really know when you get that. You unlock it during level 20, if I'm correct. Yeah. I think so. You unlock it level 20 and you get it at. You mostly find this type of skill during Cult of Platinum. If you find it in a higher rank type of match, it's mostly used in Cyber Angels. That's or Relinquished, but it's very rare to see a Relinquished deck using this. But it does happen. You can encounter a Relinquished base deck with this skill. Balance, it got nerfed. Reinforcement, it's a farm-based deck skill. And last but not least, Verlin Crowler, Dr. Crowler. You can he uses ancient gear. The deck is mostly used for ancient gears, so you can unlock the skill Middle Age Mechs at level 4 right off the bat, and it's one of the top skills at the moment in Duel Links. And you can find this during Platinum Plus because you will occasionally find the common ancient gear deck, and it's very interesting. It's a lockdown. It's also a skill. Sorry, ancient gears have a specific ability where when they attack, you cannot activate spells and traps during the turn they attack, during the battle phase when they attack. So yeah, and also Beatdown, you can find this during Platinum Plus, and you lock it during level 4 when you unlock Crowler. When you unlock Crowler, you level up to level 13. That's how you get Beatdown. And you mostly find a skill at level. You find this skill mostly at Platinum Plus. But yeah, that's a long discussion for all this. Whew, I had to go through all that. But that's pretty much how you find this type of. Also, a restart and all that is also used in farm decks as well because of consistency issues. That's the last but not least I have to explain. But yeah, most of these skills can be found in those specific scenarios. But yeah, this is DCRS. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I've been talking non-stop, and holy moly, it's been over 25 minutes. Yeah, this is DCRS signing out. Bye.